What's up, you motherfuckers? Cody here with Conspiracy Patriot. So I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about how, again, everybody loves being a victim in these times. Yesterday, the Super Bowl, I'm sure everybody is aware that now Tom Brady is the devil, supposedly, because he supported Trump. And I don't know how many tweets I saw that were talking about how this one girl, well, actually, watching the Super Bowl and seeing so many people in one place is making my heart race. This feels unsafe. And I guess I'm rooting for the team with the racist name over the team with the Trump-loving QB in a sport that still hasn't apologized to Colin Kaepernick. For what? And there was also a tweet where this woman was calling Colin Kaepernick the greatest QB of our generation. Like, these people are fucking stupid, okay? And number one, so many people and places make my heart race. This feels unsafe. It was a bunch of cardboard cutouts. I mean, there were some people there, yeah, but it's just so ridiculous. So, what happens? A player named Tyrann Mathieu, I don't know. He falsely claimed that Tom Brady called him a racial slur during the game. Okay? Until he deleted his tweet because he found out that Tom Brady was mic'd up. He said, he called me something I won't repeat, but yeah, I'll let all the media throw me under the bus as if I did something or said something to him. It says, former NFL player Herschel Walker's son, Christian Walker, who is a political commentator, called out Kansas City Chiefs player Tyrann Mathieu for his attempt to accuse Tampa Bay Buccaneers QB Tom Brady of false racially driven attack. Walker said Tyrann Mathieu took advantage of where our culture is, that making himself to be a victim is what would make him feel trendy. Because this is exactly what the fuck. People have been doing this so much more recently because it's all politicized. And it doesn't matter. If you accuse a white person of making a racial slur towards you, the media will back you 100% with absolutely no evidence, nothing, because they love dividing us. And it says, in a now deleted tweet, Chiefs player Mathieu said after his incident on the field with Tom Brady, he called me something I won't repeat, but yeah, I'll let all the media throw me under the bus as if I did something or said something to him. Video shows Brady and Mathieu were going at it back and forth. As one user posted, Brady tells Mathieu he's going at him all game, goes after him, and then lets him know he went after him. And this is the video. So pretty much, homie feels dumb as hell that he got whooped by Tom Brady, a 43-year-old quarterback. So what's he have to do? What's he got to do? He's got to play a victim and act like he called him a racial slur, because that would make everything so much better. Users on Twitter called out Mathieu that he deleted the tweet because he realized Brady was mic'd up for the game. So this one tweet says, Tyrann Mathieu gets picked on all game, gives up a TD to a receiver who was on the brink of retirement, basically accuses Brady of using a racial slur, then deletes the tweet once he found out Brady was mic'd up, all while losing the SB by 3 scores, Super Bowl. And then another tweet says, Tyrann Mathieu should be punished for this. If they can backtrack the audio and find that nothing was said, something needs to happen. He knows what he insinuated, then deleted the tweet now that it's known Brady was mic'd up. Apparently, Tom Brady texted a lengthy apology to Tyrann Mathieu for their verbal altercations in the Super Bowl and told the safety he's a great leader. Christian Walker said it's best where people of color launching an attack on white people should be called out, just like if someone used a racial slur. Which I completely fucking agree with. And anybody should. Just like, accusing somebody of sexual assault and having no evidence to back it up or anything like that, and then possibly ruining that person's life for something that you made up. And then once they find out that you made it up, and where people can go to jail for this thing, where it's happened multiple times, they find out. They go through court processes, they find out the woman's lying, and then the guy gets off. But what happens to the girl that made it up? Nothing. Nothing happens to him. And this will continue and continue to happen until something is done to the people that make these false claims. Just like AOC making false claims that she was almost murdered. Or just like Jesse Smollett making claims that he was attacked by two white guys in Chicago that threw bleach on him and said, "This is MAGA country." These people need to be prosecuted, or else this will continually happen. And people don't understand this shit. Okay? And then, of course, the woke NFL. And I'm sorry, I don't watch any sports. I won't support a thing that talks about Black Lives Matter, talks about social justice or toxic masculinity. I won't support any of it. And if you're a fucking pussy that's out there that watches the NFL and you hate, you talk about how bullshit it is that they kneel and they talk about BLM and social justice and all this shit, and you won't shut your TV off and watch them, you're a fucking pussy and you're a fraud. Okay? Because I tell you what, I wouldn't trust you if it came to the point where there's some war or some shit like that. I'm not trusting you. If you can't even turn off your fucking TV, I ain't trusting you to have my back, I'll tell you that much. So, obviously the NFL got woke and pledges to donate $250 million to Black Lives Matter to combat systemic racism. Okay, even though the NFL is 80% African American, so they're gonna donate $250 million to Black Lives Matter. You know how much money was donated to Black Lives Matter to combat systemic racism? Over $10 billion. You tell me, what have they done with that? What have they done with that? Have they helped schools? Have they helped low-income communities? Anything like that? Give me proof. I want a single fucking thing BLM has done for anybody other than pretty much launder money. Okay? BLM, Black Lives Matter, launders millions to the Biden campaign. Yeah, that's right. Whenever you were donating for social justice, they were running it through this Act Blue, which then was donating millions to Democratic campaigns and a shit ton of millions to Joe Biden's campaign. And what the fuck did he do for BLM? Nothing. He went back on his whole word. Everything he fucking promised. Everything. As soon as he supposedly became president, BLM tried reaching out. The ones that funneled this money to him, they were reaching out to him to sit down with him and Kamala Harris to talk about social justice, systemic racism, all that. Guess what? BLM still hasn't heard a fucking word from Joe Biden. You know why? Because he doesn't care about you. And we tried fucking telling everybody. What did Kamala Harris do? As a prosecutor for California, she locked up more African Americans for nonviolent crimes than any prosecutor in the history of California. Okay? She's not even African American. Okay? She's Indian and Jamaican. And her family owned slaves in Jamaica. Okay? Yeah, but you want to cancel, you want to tear statues and shit like that down, from Robert E. Lee, George Washington, even Abraham Lincoln. Okay, who freed the slaves. But yeah, you guys want to vote in Kamala Harris because she's the first African American female vice president. No, she fucking isn't. And don't you look it up. She's not African American. But guess what? She sure as hell will tell you she is. And then Joe Biden also had the worst history. What was it? His 1994 crime bill, which locked up more African Americans than any crime bill. People are still locked up to this day for a little crack rock of cocaine. Okay? And then he talked about he didn't want his kids growing up in a racial jungle. As in he wanted to keep people segregated. He also said that if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. They're telling you how to vote. And if you don't vote or you don't think the way they want you to think, then you're not black. He said poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Alright? These people don't fucking care about you. And they're all fucking victims. They all want to play a fucking victim. And it pisses me off about how stupid a lot of these people are that believe in all of this bullshit. It just gets me fucking hot. But, alright, well, there it goes to show you that old Tyrann Mathieu. That motherfucker should be kicked off of any fucking team for accusing Tom Brady of making a racial slur when he really didn't. Because guess what? If Tom Brady wasn't mic'd up, who they gonna believe? Oh, the racist Tom Brady who supported Donald Trump, or an African American that is a NFL player. Well, and Tom Brady's obviously an NFL player, but the fucking difference is that Tom Brady's white and Tyrann Mathieu is African American, I guess. So you tell, who would they believe? If Tom Brady wasn't mic'd up, he would be slandered for making a racial slur that he didn't fucking do. And that's how dangerous you people are. And that's why people are getting kicked off of fucking... You're calling anybody neo-Nazis. You're calling them Nazis. You're calling them... But you don't look in the fucking mirror. You're the racist one. Again, I'll say it again. White privilege and all that bullshit. If you say you have white privilege, you're racist as fuck. Okay? Because that makes you think you're better than any African American or any immigrant. I don't. I sure as fuck don't think I'm better than anybody. I think they can make it just as much as I can. Okay? So, wake the fuck up, bitches.